So far, the crew has cleared every hurdle naysayers have placed in their way. Columbus would be home to one of the 10 inaugural teams. Columbus has outperformed much larger cities. The true success indicator has been from the fans.
Hello and welcome to the club. I'm your host Mars, and this is the Upper 90 Club, a roundtable podcast where five friends discuss the Columbus Crew. On this episode, we
review all the time.
We reviewed the Orlando match, where one could only imagine that the scoring is still happening. Boy, that was a tough one. Yeah. We're going to get a Crew 2 update from President Bird. I think I heard some good news about the that heck is plausible.
That was plausible, baby.
We're gonna do a double prediction also. We have a Wednesday game against Chicago at home, and a Saturday game against Dallas.
Again, flying all over
Frisco.
the place.
Yes. We love going down south. It's been working out really well for us.
Homesick. They've been out on the road. They've been flying all over the place. They've been out since God. What was it been like? I think
it's been like
early
a day
August.
Or two. Yeah.
Mega tour. All right. So let's get into it.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. And with me in the club, we have Ben, Mort, Trey, and Haas. I'm glad to have a full house tonight.
Hello.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Ben, you missed last week. How's Kate doing?
She's doing great. I mean, the doctor came in and just didn't say anything and handed me the X-ray, and I just looked down at it and I was like, "Is that the broken part?" He's like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "That's definitely a break," and he's like, "Oh yeah, clean break." He's
so
like,
does she have is like a whole sort of whole?
No, what is
up or
banana sandwich is she had a sling, but the past 2 days she just doesn't wear it and just runs around like her arm isn't broken. I don't understand. I don't know how to parent. A, B, like they were like, yeah, there's nothing we can do just as long as she doesn't like move her arm like this certain way. She should be fine. So she just is dancing and like has no pain, and I don't understand how the body works.
Okay, well, the kids bounce back. You know, I feel like I have kind of grown numb to kids getting hurt because it just seems to constantly happen, and they just keep healing.
But
as well. So
is she disappointed not having a cast though, because she doesn't get to be that cool kid that have the cast and people sign it? And,
getting her to get matching stuff that matches her cast will kill me. It'll be that's how I'll die. Like it was picture day, and she's like,
clothing?
This dress doesn't match this sling. And I just was like, why did I have kids? I could have done anything else. And I chose
three of you. Three of you.
I chose two.
No, you chose all three.
Well, so it seemed like the group text was pretty active during the game last night. Were you all watching live? It's pretty rare.
No,
I was
just more texting it.
I was
watching live.
Active.
You were the only one.
I was on it.
Everybody just ignores me. That's fine.
I was watching live on a Michael Scott television.
I was trying to get some sharing it in my emotion, and I felt like nobody was there for me. So,
I was there.
Okay.
I was there.
My phone died. I was at my house, so I don't really have an excuse on why it died.
We all died.
Yeah, we all died.
Well, I feel like we're kind of circling the drain here. Let's talk about the Orlando game. It's going to be a tough one to talk about because a lot of goals. I'd like to talk about just kind of the game and the gameplay, but yeah, a lot of goals to cover, and then I think most of the activity worth kind of dissecting
about
happened. Yeah, happened toward the end of the game. I guess let's start with lineups, Haas. We'll start there. We'll cover the first half pretty quick and then pop over to the second half.
Yeah, so we started with Rossi, Cucho, Matan in the rotating three up top. Yeboah, Morris, Nagby, and Gressel. Amundsen, Camacho, Morera, and Schulte in goal.
Great. No issues.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what do you think about the gameplay in the first half? I mean, I felt like we were doing pretty well, leading up to the goal. 15, 20 minutes into the first half. Did you guys see something different?
No, it was pretty much regular crew where we just came out swinging and started out with that the goal was awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah. All of our goals were just like, I'm just so happy to be a crew fan. I was like, this is exactly what I want. Everything clicking and like our entire front five essentially getting in on every single goal. It was awesome. Like it felt like, yeah, cool. This in Orlando is second. I mean, currently second in the East, like one of the best teams in the league. And I thought we just did crew stuff and like looked amazing. Like,
and you said 5. Yeah. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah, you had Rossi with the early chance in the 5th minute, and then Yeboah with the near post chance as well in the 6th minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, the goal in the 16th with Gressel finishing it home. But I think Matt was going to do the rundown. But yeah, I mean, aggressive. That's what it was. They came out, guns blazing.
Confident.
And yeah.
Great.
In control, I guess is kind of what I felt.
Agreed.
It didn't really look like Schulte was challenged too notably, but... Well, Haas, go through that goal, and we'll keep things moving.
So in the 16th minute, Morris wins the ball back after we give it away in the offensive end. He lays it off to Cucho on the left, who dribbles towards the box and lays it off to Matan in the middle. Cucho continues his run into the box. Matan chips the ball over the Orlando back line, and Cucho chests it down, flicks the ball across the goal face to an onrushing Gressel, who taps it in. I don't think we actually talked about it in the group text, but was that a shot or was that a pass from Cucho, do you guys think?
That was a pass.
I think
it was a pass.
It was definitely more lateral.
Haas is smirking. Like.
No. I saw the way that Gressel was looking at Cucho, like he was like, "You saw me, and I tapped it in."
It's very.
It was instant. He was like,
"Yeah,
okay, I see you. I see you saw me." So I like to believe that he actually meant that, but I couldn't see his face, so I wasn't sure what he was looking at. So
the announcers kept talking about how they thought it was a shot.
Yeah.
I didn't think
if it was
a volley,
shot,
right?
If it was a shot, it was also a perfect pass. I mean, that he chested it. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
And then it didn't touch the ground, right? He chested it down to his foot and volleyed it. And then I had to see it on the replay to see whether the ball had even touched the ground before Gressel got it. It did touch the ground right before Gressel took the
just
shot.
did it on the ball of his foot. He just like rolled it in. It was sweet. But the chip in from Matan was also sublime.
So good.
It's beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, everything about that, I was just like, awesome. Matan to, an actual playmaker to our 9 who flicks it over to Gressel. It's just great.
It felt pretty good. It felt pretty good for the rest of the half.
Dude, the Schulte save in the 26th minute was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He should not have saved that ball.
Agreed. Yeah. Yep. I think that was credited as their one big chance that they missed. But I mean, that was credit to Schulte. That was just a save. That was just a great save.
Yeah,
he had another save in the 34th.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the first half, and I guess the whole game, the expected goals were like totally lopsided. I think Orlando ended up somewhere around like the 1 goal or something range, right? They let's see, what was that?
They ended up with 1.36.
Yeah. So pretty lopsided.
We'll come back to that, but this is maybe the highest expected goals I've ever seen. We had 3.88, and we lost. Like it, I don't know. We'll come back to that. We'll keep rolling, but that's
Okay, so yeah,
but I think it was a pretty controlled performance, and we had the best of the chances. We had many chances, and I remember going to half. It's like I don't like this from the fact that I was hoping we would have like at least a 2-goal lead based on the way we were playing.
Agreed.
First half it was almost as a perfect execution at an away game that you can do. It was a great performance.
Perfect execution. It was 1-0. I could have seen us just riding the game out, finishing 1-0. That's the kind of game that we play.
True.
Yes, it's
I would have been surprised if that was the
Yeboah
final.
looked fantastic.
Yes, he was great, and he probably should have had one. That was another great save, by the way. He pulled it in on his right foot. I think that was about the 20th minute or something like that. The goalie came down and saved it down on the left side, and that could have been easily been the 2-0 right there.
Yeah.
So
The one where Yeboah shoots and then he saves it and it bounces out to Cucho and Cucho shoots and he makes another save. And that was the 41st minute.
it was that late. Wow.
Yeah.
So he had about 3 shots, I think, or something like that on Yeboah. The one
I think
that
at
curved,
least in the first half.
the one early on in the 5th minute was curl. I never seen a ball curve like that. The one he hit, like it was saved by the post. It looked like it was.
It was like
going
near
wide.
post, left-footed near post, like
Yeah.
strike.
Live,
It was so weird.
before the replay, I thought it was wide of the goal, but that thing was curling in for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and
100%.
I would say that their goalie, and I guess he is an international for, where was he playing? He was playing for Bolivia or something, I believe. Yeah, Peru. He was probably, with even letting in 3 goals, he was probably one of the best players on the field.
He had a 7.8 rating.
Galese, or
Fama.
whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, a 7.8 and giving up 3 goals.
Yeah, that's
like
insane.
not a thing.
Yeah. So then going into the second half, Orlando equalized pretty quick.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
48th minute, Orlando brings the ball down the right side to Angulo, who crosses the ball in. Orlando gets a touch in the box and plays it across. Ojeda gets on the end of it and puts it past Schulte. I'm not sure if they actually get a touch on that one, to be honest. When I was making notes, I thought they did, but I question it.
So, just let me stop on this play for 1 second and talk about, and it tied to the goal, the coverage of this game. And I think one of you brought up the point that why is the production so bad? And it's because they sent everybody to Atlanta to cover the Messi game that didn't have Messi in it. Because I was saying, is that 8-year-old we saw in, where was it, in Houston? Is he working this game? Because it was like, at some point, the main camera was zoomed in, and the play just passed through it, and they went out of the picture view, and then it zoomed out and kind of got back to it and things like that. And this goal, I still to this day haven't seen an angle of where he was when that ball was played, because when you look at that one camera, he looks like he's like 10 yards offside. Then you look at another one, then you can see when the ball is playing him at the same time. And I swear the only reason that play is not reviewed is because they did not have camera angle to see if it was offside or not. Because to me, it looked like he was at least 5 yards offside. But it's hard to tell because, again, the production of this game was lousy. The replays, the live coverage, whatever else was shameful. But anyways, I think still to this day believe he was offside on that through ball.
Okay, I just
Definitely
rewatched it
looked
off the thing. He's onside.
Yeah.
Cool.
It looks like Morera and because it's like when the ball's played, and it was one of those things where like our team was running, like away from him, and he was like had his arms up, was like playing me over the top. And
Show me
it
one
looks like
good
Camacho.
angle.
I mean, it was close.
Ben,
but-
all right. So we got it. That's good. All right. Now, Mort, tell us something else that you're passionate about, and then we'll have Ben. Ben just cut you off at the knees again.
I'll crush everybody's dreams. Tell me what you want.
Fine, Ben. Be an Orlando fan. That's fine. Just be that guy. It's all right.
Yeah, he's all.
But
about
to this
protecting
day,
the
you
ref.
can't
Purple
show me.
shirts are
You can't show
delicious.
me. You can show my replay that actually shows the whole field in a proper angle when that ball is played. You can't.
Oh, they didn't have it. You're right.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
they
stand
didn't
by
have
that. Anyways,
All right, good.
fine.
That was
we
good.
let up a goal. We do that.
And we didn't really trade back and forth, right? Because we scored again. When was our next?
56.
Pretty quick after.
Yeah. That was Rossi. Yeah. Okay, so go through that one, Haas.
The Crew wins the ball off of an Orlando throw-in. Aiden plays the ball across to Yeboah on the left, who moves towards the box, slips a ball past the Orlando back line to Rossi, who shoots with his first touch with his left foot past the Orlando keeper. It's Rossi's 50th goal in the MLS.
It was just a great timed run, right?
Mhm.
Great.
I mean,
The
he
run
had
was
tons
great,
of
and the
space.
pass was the weight of the pass was perfect.
yeah.
After Yeboah shuffled his feet and bounced the ball around, he managed to pass that ball through. Yeah, very nicely.
He did kind of stumble on the ball a little bit there.
That's all part of it. It's a bait and switch, baby. David blamed him.
So I don't know. I kind of got the feeling like I don't know. It felt after that goal. I don't know. I felt like it was kind of back and forth. Like I wouldn't have been surprised if they equalized. If we just kind of like traded back and forth.
Well, yeah, we did that thing that we've been known to do recently where we don't just sit back after we score a goal. We play our game. And our game is like possession. Our game is always moving forward. It's never like passing back. It's always, which is, like we always say, well, we could give up just as many goals as we scored, which we ended up doing. But I thought we were pretty well organized in the back, honestly, like throughout that entire thing. So anytime they did kind of like try to hit us back, it didn't feel as deadly as our attacking was up until like the last 20 minutes. Like I didn't feel that worried.
At this point, I felt like we were feeling it, and I at this point it was okay because I think we just kept going. We just like, okay, we got him pinned back. We got things going, and let's get another one. And at this point, I felt it was pretty dominant. Yes, it was a little back and forth, but in general, it was us just leading the charge at this point in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that led up to the next goal, right?
Yep. In the 68th, Cucho scores. Marrero wins the ball in the defensive half and plays a ball down the right side to Gressel. He plays the ball into the center to Rossi, and he finds Matan out wide to the right, in behind the defense. Matan dribbles into the box, squares a pass to his left to a streaking Cucho, who taps it into the net. The Crew are up 3-1.
I couldn't believe Cucho was onside. I mean,
It was played
just
out.
like
He was behind the ball. B, the ball was played out in front.
yeah.
Because I rewatched it again today, and I was just like, because they were yelling for a second, and I was like, well, I mean, he played it out in front, and it was like it wasn't.
I'm
close.
not saying I thought he was offside. It was just
I'm just
kinda
crushing
like,
dreams here. Tell
No,
me else.
no,
Yeah,
no.
I can't.
I want to
I
qualify
can't
what I
comprehend
said.
what's going on right now.
The
No,
beauty,
I wanna-
the beauty of that game was that play was the extra pass before they released Matan, because you could have released Matan with the first one, but with the extra
Gressel.
pass, Gressel passed it in, and then the defender pulled in, and then Rossi played him through, and
The ball from Rossi was great.
and that
Yeah,
made that
split
goal.
like two defenders.
And so they
But
met
again,
with his small legs, and for him that was like running 100 yards. It's
Okay,
like, got in there.
okay, Mort.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is too that he was on the. I love our front three where they have full autonomy to be wherever they want to be to impact the play. So like Rossi was in the center of the field dropping back, and when he passed it out, I thought it was where Gressel was just at. I was like, oh, he's passing it back to Gressel, and like Matan, like a wild Matan appears, and I was like, oh, he's on the right side. Where's Gressel? You know what I mean? Like Gressel plays it in, the camera pans up to Rossi real fast, and he plays it through to Matan, and I was like, what is happening? It's just the positioning and the awareness of that front three has got to be a nightmare.
So we had a few subs at that point, right? And we skipped over Torres came in the 57th. But also then for Orlando. And then in the 70th, they made 2 more subs after our third goal. Petrasso and Lynn
Jacqueline.
came in.
Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline.
Jackie. She came in on the 70th minute. And then we made a couple as well, right? We had help me out now.
We had
Zawadzki
Chiba.
on for Matan and Chiba on for Yaboa. Chiba goes into the back line, and Amundsen goes out left to replace Yaboa. Chiba being Chaberko.
Chiba.
No, Amundsen. No. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and who did we say? We said Zawadzki came in for
Matan.
Yeah. So he started out playing in midfield or first. Initially, that's where they
It was a 3-5-2. They packed the middle. Like Zawadzki came in, and when I double checked, they moved Morris to the like attacking, and they did a double pivot with Nagby and Zawadzki, which was short-lived for like 5 minutes or something like that before the next sub. So he basically switched to a 3-5-2, pushed Amundsen up, and I don't love when he does this. Like he pushes Amundsen up for Yaboa. Amundsen always looks gassed. And going from being tired and dealing with the back line to going and playing a wing back, which is the most demanding position on the field, probably. It just, and it like flash forward, a couple of those goals were kind of on Amundsen. You know what I mean? Like it's not even, it's like he's just.
You're going to call him
exhausted.
on Amundsen?
I would say
not.
probably like 4 different people, but that
the
did.
first
I don't
one to
think
make it
it helped.
3-2 was on Chaberko. I mean, you can't head that ball.
Yeah. Well, so that was immediately after those subs. They had a goal in the 73rd minute. Was that the set piece goal?
The first set piece goal.
Which
No,
set
they play
piece
the-
goal?
Kind of.
So
The one that where Chaberko headed it right into the middle of
Yeah,
Exactly.
play.
He
off
actually
that set
he
piece.
fouled the guy to give them that opportunity.
No, that's
and
not
Hey,
the 73rd
why
minute
don't we
goal.
let Haas just walk
not.
us through the goals so we don't have
Haas.
to discuss what goal it was?
Orlando
How's this goal
in the 73rd minute,
Right,
Torres
Orlando,
scores.
73rd minute. Torres scores. Sorry. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Orlando plays a long ball over the top. It kind of knocks off of Camacho awkwardly and lands perfectly to Enrique. He passes to Ojeda. He kind of fakes a shot, dishes it off to the right one more time to Torres. He takes a touch and shoots with his left past Schulte. That one felt lucky to me.
That goal,
like-
it looked like they were just kind of passing it down the line. You know, like
It was weird.
like he looks, doesn't have a shot, passes it to the right. Looks, doesn't have a shot, passes it to the right. It was like a waterfall until they like ran out of players and they managed to score.
the
right?
guy who scored was Amundsen's player, 100%. But my question was, looking back, I couldn't find Chaberko, so I'm not even entirely sure where he was at.
Wait, on the. Okay. Yeah. I got you. Sorry, I'm looking at the next goal already.
Because it very well could have been Amundsen just tracking back for whatever. That one did feel lucky, like off the back
way
in a
it
perfect
came off of
stride.
Camacho,
Yeah. Although when that ball's chipped in, my biggest issue with all of these goals is the lack of tenacity on just getting the ball out of the box.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like pussyfooting around and nobody just putting a leg through. You know what I mean? Like that's one time I thought like, oh, it would have been nice to have Josh Williams be like, no, not today, out. Like I don't see anybody else stepping up. It just seems like it's like all ball watching. It was very weird. It was lucky.
That one especially.
But there's definitely like both Camacho
more
and Amundsen, need to attack the ball instead of just like kind of playing a player.
they were reacting, it seemed like, as opposed to like
just being
front
like
of it
just
and-
kicking, just getting to it. So like when it was chipped in, it was like real weird the way like Morera and Camacho were tracking, because it was like no one went up to head the ball and no one headed it. You know, it like went off his back. Like no one went up to attack the ball. Normally you see a defender like rise up and you know, head the ball. That's like what you do. But
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and just say, like, I'm gonna give kudos to Orlando in this goal for the fight that they put in. Like, the crew defenders made a couple of mistakes, but nothing was glaringly obvious that gave them the goal. And I mean, they did a really good job of taking it down. It takes it perfectly off the ball coming in, cuts it inside, plays it through the
1-2
middle,
touch.
and then it goes past the other guy who maintains a touch and then puts it past Schulte. It's a pretty decent goal.
And that touch
Like-
it takes, like that little to the left and then finish it in almost in the
Yeah.
step, that's high level finish. I would say that.
It's- I mean, the crew could have done better for sure. Like there was multiple opportunities that they could have shut it down.
Earlier in the
but-
early in
Yeah, but oh man,
I
it hurts. But
completely
that's a good goal.
I agree. That being said, because of the other two and how the game played out, like, when it happened, I was like, that's a good goal. Unlucky, like, go on. And like, we played right after that. Like, we played pretty well. But knowing what happens is like, man, it just seems like that theme was just like a lack of
But I don't
tenacity and
think
a lack
this
of
is,
sharpness.
I don't think this is the goal that would have come back.
No,
I think the next two
know-
are preventable.
Well, and also
Agreed.
I think like playing 3-1, we're probably a little more relaxed than we would be on defense, and maybe this second goal is kind of the spark that gives Orlando the idea that hey, maybe this game isn't quite as 3-1 as it was, right? So, and maybe that's worth.
yeah, and that's what's coming up in this period of minutes between that
Yeah,
goal
so-
and the next.
Yeah.
And before we do that, let's do a quick break. We've been going for a little bit, and then we'll run through the rest of the game when we come back. So we'll be right, Trap.
Hey club, you know who rules? You do. You know what else rules? The new record by Takass entitled Deadfall. Recorded entirely in a hidden chamber beneath historic Crew Stadium during the 2020 MLS Cup. These devout Crew fans have birthed a thrash-to-piece. So you're thinking, okay, sweet, but what about those breakdowns and those halftimes? Hey Ben, I drive an 18-wheeler truck in the desert. Do they have something for me? And for those club members who work in a snake factory and are looking for sweet licks to control those devil serpents, there's this. Lastly, you may be asking yourself, well, this is all great, but do they have an acoustic ballad? Nope. They're a thrash band. 1, 2, 3, go. So stream Takass, that's Takacs, on all your favorite streaming platforms. Hail Matan and go Crew!
All right, we're back. Scores 3-2, 73rd minute. We just got done kind of talking about the second Orlando goal. I wanted to take a break there because I think, really almost a whole other game's worth of anxiety and activity happened between the 73rd minute and the 98th, 97th minute or whatever it was. So let's start here.
And this is
yeah, go ahead, Mark.
this is where I really get a problem with how we're playing, obviously from this point on. But if we started playing really open at this point, I think was more open than earlier in the game, even because we get a little leggy. And we talked about the last goal was a well executed goal. But the reason why that situation arises is that we get stretched, we go up, we turn off the ball, and then it goes straight out the other way. And our midfielders are leggy. We got the space, and we go up and down the field. And it's also in this period, but if we were trading punches. At this point, the game could have gone either way because it was kind of up and down. This game
felt
was
like we
cracked
were
for a while.
going for a fourth. Like we decided,
we definitely.
that's what it felt like on rewatch too. It's like, oh, we were going for it because we were taking set pieces and fouls quick. We weren't relaxing or
No,
faking
and the announcers
injury.
was
We
even
were-
saying I can't believe
yeah.
the chances that Columbus Crew is taking right now. They were even perplexed of the way we were playing. We were so stretched. There must have been 50 yards between our defenders and our forward, and most of the time in the stretch of the game.
Yeah, we don't
So
bunker. It's just
I mean,
not
for
in our
neutral,
DNA.
this is as an entertaining of a stretch of a game you can have. But we set ourselves up for what to come here.
So
in the
yeah, go ahead. Oz.
80th,
You're going to say the
subs
same
in the
thing as
80th?
me. Yeah.
This is when it
Yeah,
gets
80th
weird,
minute.
weirder. Yeah.
Holiday
Well, this is when it gets
comes in
bad.
for Orlando. Farsi comes in for Gressel.
Which is
Uh,
expected.
our favorite.
Molino.
K-Mo.
Molino comes in for Camacho.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
And then they bring
I don't know.
Zawadzki back.
I don't feel like I have a strong feeling about. Like I hear you guys debate Molino.
But let me put it like this: even if it's not Molino, and we talked about Molino before, is you have the lead, you taken out what you are considering your leading defender, which probably does the least of the running of everybody.
Do we
on the
know if
field,
he was injured?
putting in a
I tried to look
midfielder.
it up
He must have been. I mean,
because
if not,
I
can't understand it.
I feel like it was close to a hydration break at that point, and the only way he comes off the field is if he's injured. They didn't say anything on the.
Gressel cramps up.
Yeah,
Gressel cramps up right
No, no,
before
no.
the hydration break.
Yeah,
and
but
he gets subbed
I'm
off.
trying to figure out. I'm trying to put myself like in Nancy's position on these subs. Like, okay, my center back says he's hurt or can't go, or I notice something that is he's hurt. Because if he's not hurt, you don't take out your center back, right?
Well,
Like,
and
that's not a
Nancy,
thing.
we talk about how late he is to sub and how willing he is to let his players play.
And then we
Right,
get this
so-
what we asked for. Like, they need to sub earlier, and he's just. It's like, oh crap.
Yeah,
I will say this though: if you're looking at the bench, let's say that's the option. The other alternatives he can put on this point is, of course, we put in Farsi, which has defensive skill. We have Ramirez, Russell Rowe, Mandranda, Arfston, and Bush. I mean, like, so we don't
goalies.
have a lot of defensive option left on the bench
yeah.
at this point.
So if Camacho is hurt, moving Zawadzki back to center back makes sense, and I'm
makes
okay
sense.
with that. If he's not, and it had to have been. He had to have noticed something where Camacho couldn't move forward. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but it seems bonkers for him to do that in general.
Yeah.
So he brings on Molino, and Molino basically. So let's see here. Is that back to a 3-4-2-1 kind of deal? That's what they were doing.
You don't think it was rotation? Like, because we play Wednesday, we play Saturday again.
Nah,
Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday.
I didn't see anything that would have said that Camacho had to come off. So I do
me too.
believe it is more rotation.
By Akkar's Razum or whatever it's called. Ding, pronunciations. But Occam's razor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to call that. As soon as I said it, I was like,
creating
"Nah, that ain't it."
fictionary characters.
You talking about the California raisins right now?
Aesop's fables.
I really like the guy with the saxophone.
Mesup. It's Mesup's fables.
All right. And
Anywho,
so then-
I just that seems crazy.
And then, so then this is what led to that set piece that I was talking about earlier. I don't know. We mentioned Molino. I don't think he did anything egregious in the first 5 minutes.
Actually,
I've got big issues with what he did later.
I will put it this way: up until the very end, thought he did his job. He was doing a decent job. I thought he was doing fine. And
Literally till the 97th minute. Yeah,
I thought he
agree.
was
Well,
actually
he doubled his season minutes in this game. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
how many minutes do you think he's played this season? 30 now?
I was discussing
For
this
Clubber
earlier.
Country,
There's no way to tell. I mean,
Sir, where are you at?
All right.
I think Frankie Haydick said it would take him about 10 years back in the MLS days to make what he has made like the last 3 years, and he had played like 90 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Con
Yeah.
man.
Okay. It's all just a long con. Mike.
He's in Kevin. Yeah.
It's like, how do I get rich quick? All right, I've got an idea. It's 1997. Okay. 86th minute. There's a set piece. Run through that one, Haas. This is the one I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah.
Who created the foul, first of all?
Chiba.
Who did? I don't have a note on
Chaburko.
Okay, so he fouled for the free kick. They play the ball into the box. Chiba heads it back into the box rather than out of the box.
Which
Honestly,
is
a great ball.
why.
Yeah. Why
And
did he do that?
I'm not even
Why
going
did he
there.
do that?
It drops directly to Enrique. He takes a touch, shoots low to the right of Schulte. Really bad from Chiberko.
Yeah.
Real bad.
So
Yeah,
I
what
gotta
was
say, I
the
gotta say, I gotta
intent?
say something here, because I was watching this with Finn last night, and the foul happened, and then he had a close up of Chiberko, and he was like, "Who's that?" I was like, "That's Chiberko." I was like, I can't remember. Is he any good? I was like, well, from what we've seen, he's not great. And then the free kick happened, and Finn said, "Well, I guess that answers that." He's 8 years old.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
got way
surprised.
more
Was he working
potential
the
than
camera
whoever
for
was
the
behind
game?
the camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
We love jokes.
But I tell you what, he's got better timing than I do. I tell you that.
Oh yeah, awesome.
I don't
There
even
just
know what to
isn't
say about
an
it. Yeah.
answer for why that happened, besides the fact of he just didn't do his job very well.
Why that direction? Like
He just
I don't,
he went to flick it
he
and he
would've-
didn't.
I think he just
he would have
closed his
done
eyes
better
and just
to
tried
to fall on his face and miss the ball. It would have been better.
Yeah.
Anything would be better.
yeah,
Not touching it at all would have been
not having
better.
a great assist. That's
I was going to say, was he credited with the assist?
yeah.
Should have been.
No.
Okay, so all right,
still-
so 3-3
yeah.
scores 3-3, and we keep pushing.
We
In
do.
fact, a few minutes later, we bring in Ramirez for Rossi, right?
Well, and I got to jump to the 87th minute directly after that goal. I apologize, but there's a play here where an Orlando defender stops the ball underneath his feet, and then their keeper rushes out and grabs
Oh,
it.
yes.
And that is a back pass.
That
It
was
is
a back
not
pass.
allowed.
And they called a foul on us on Chiba, and it wasn't
He ran
even
into his own-
and he ran into his own guy. It wasn't even on Chiburko. That entire thing, even
On
the announcers are like,
goalkeeper there, yeah.
"That's a back pass. That can't happen." And they were just like, the ref had a bad.
And it was on 1 yard.
we didn't
out.
lose because of the ref, but he had a very
That
poor
was
show.
off a Molino cross. It took a weird touch off of a defender.
Mm-hmm.
And the keeper is like in a bad spot for it. He slaps it with his hand. It goes to his defender. He stops the ball, and then he grabs it. Like that is not
I
allowed.
think
It was
the guy
purposely
rolls
stopped.
it
It was
back.
purposely stopped, yeah.
Yeah, I think he rolls it back to the keeper. So he does
Yeah.
something, and the guy picks it up, and then he grabs, and then the ball goes out of bounds, and he grabs his head, and he
Okay.
calls a foul, and like none of that was us.
It should have either been a corner
It should have
off
been a
of them,
corner.
which would have been the reasonable thing to
Correct.
call.
Agree.
But I think even if it's a back pass, it's
Indirect.
Indirect.
yeah, it's an indirect free kick in the
But
box.
that was from
which-
like 4 feet away from
I don't
the goal.
know.
right.
It's-
so that
it's-
probably wouldn't have done us very much good. So
Well,
like
you
the
pass
corner
it back
would have
and
been
hit it.
anything except for calling the foul right there. would
You
have been
tell
the
me
right-
like an indirect free kick from like 3 feet out is not a good situation. They have to be on the line. and
Right.
You can line up
Usually
only
when
like
that
a pretty
stuff
pop
happens,
kick
they
situation.
default to a corner kick, or they default to something else that's like less ridiculous.
it should have been called as a corner. If they would have called it as a
I
corner,
agree.
everybody would have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
But the
But-
foul, and the guy
yeah,
was
that was
rubbing
a
his
bad call.
head, and he's like, "What the heck?" And it's like, I don't know. You ran into your own guy after
He
you
was
took the ball off
Completely
him. Like,
faking it. Yeah. That was frustrating because that would have just slowed it down a little bit more.
dude, same thing happened when they scored their second goal, and they scored this to tie it. We pressed like we wanted to win the game, and I don't hate it, but the way he had us set up and all the people in it, it's like, that's not read the room, dude. Like that's not the time or place to press for it. Like take a point on the road. It stinks, but going end to end again is like not what we wanted.
I don't remember what it was. Probably 90. It was around the time Ramirez came in. I said out loud, let's just not give up the point we've got. Like, like I'm all for, push. This is our game. And it's like, man, we got, what was it? Like 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time. It's like,
6.
I was saying, like, at this point,
Like-
if you have told me before the game that we'd play a 3-3 game in Orlando, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Well,
One of the better
and
teams in
even-
the East away.
Yeah, and honestly, we were playing our game. This game should have ended. I mean, we probably, you could make a case that we could have gotten 4, that we could have won this game. We should have tied this game
At minimum.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
And Molino.
Another
Yes. Haas, can you walk us through the absolute worst play of the season so far today?
I wouldn't say the
Like-
worst of this.
Oh no, by far it is the worst play. It is a
you mean
joke.
the cross? No, you're right. That is worse.
No,
No, I mean,
everything.
I mean
No,
from
him. He just the foul.
I mean everything. I mean literally everything from Molino's foul to the ball hitting the back of the net.
when you have a guy
is the
double
worst
teamed up
sequence.
against the end line.
Who was back with
Sideline.
Molino? Was that Morera on that
Yeah.
side?
Yes,
Double
I think so.
team. He split him.
And-
He fouled him.
Yeah, Molino just kicks out and gets him in the heel.
Oh, it's a foul.
Right.
100% a foul.
And it's a foul.
It's like 95-45 or something. It was like totally end of the game, 30 yards.
He's all the
out.
way out on the
Yeah.
sideline
Hey,
with the free kick.
I want to know
And
what was all of your guys thinking when that free kick happened? Did you all know?
I just felt like it was going to happen.
I knew.
Yeah, I felt it was
I knew.
knew that they were going to score.
Not as
Yeah.
bad as
I-
it happened, but
Ben, are you gonna bleep this? Because my thought was, what the f are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Like, why
Nothing to
are
bleep.
you fouling him right there? There's no reason to foul
Yep.
at that moment in time.
it was just a middle.
None.
I mean, when you only play 40 minutes in 2 years, it's hard to be sharp. Not
All we needed was one kick of the ball, and this
Okay.
game would have been over.
Putting Kevin's mistake aside, what is
Schulte.
what is Schulte
Okay,
doing?
let's go through the goal.
He was lost. So yeah, free kick from the left side. Schulte rushes out.
has
and
a
he's
stroke.
completely lost.
Yeah, completely.
He doesn't know where the ball
lost.
is. The ball is headed back across the goal by, I don't know which Orlando player, by someone on
care.
Orlando.
Chaburko.
Yeah, one of the
And
purple guys.
Trickles across the box to Ojeda. He steps up and kicks it in. Morris and Nagby were a little slow to step to him. They could have
Yes.
been more on him.
No,
But the entire play
yeah,
happened
but I mean-
behind Schulte.
everybody's looking at each other, or
It was a wide open
standing still.
No one was like, again, what I said earlier is like, no one was just like out of the box. We're getting this out of the box. I mean, Schulte's thing was,
What? But what? Yeah, what was he
his
doing?
hands
Why?
were down. Did he get grabbed?
What do
I
you mean
just
his
felt
hands
like he
were
had to. His
Oh,
hands
you
were
mean
down.
He bailed on it.
He didn't
bailed
try
on
to
his.
punch
He,
it.
yeah,
I
he
got you.
bailed on
I
his
got you.
jump, realizing that he jumped like on the totally wrong place and time.
I felt like he
He
was
was
trying to
coming
head the
down with
ball
the ball,
out. I was
yeah.
like, okay.
This
weird
is why I
flex.
called it the worst play of the season so far, is because it is an absolute joke.
No, clown show. Benny
Yeah.
Hill.
Like, to give up a losing goal or a winning goal in the 7th minute of stoppage because you committed a foul where you didn't need to foul. Your keeper comes out, doesn't put his hands up, doesn't recover back to his line.
It's
Why
an own
don't
goal.
no
win?
goal?
It's an
no
own
one
goal.
steps to the
Yeah.
ball. It's the whole thing was bananas. So that was terrible. But what's worse is this is a 6-point swing. We had the win with 20 minutes left, 2 goals up, and
We'd be sitting
let in
third
4
place.
goals in a
Third.
half. We
Third.
make 2 rounds of substitutions that equaled 1 and then 2 goals. You know what I mean? Like 3 goals in 20 minutes based on just like subs / how we're playing. And we could have been sitting second if we'd have won that game in the East.
Third.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
I think we would have been second.
No, Philly had a tie, so they would have got the extra point. So they'd be still a point ahead of us.
Are you crushing my dreams, Mort?
No, I'm just correcting.
No,
you
he's
like
just
you heard me.
correcting him.
It's just correcting your dreams.
No,
I wanted to be a
actually,
doctor,
you are-
Mort.
You'd be better as a PAC.
No, you're right. I'm wrong.
I wouldn't even go that far.
You're right. You're right. I'm wrong.
We would have done
you're
better
pretty
than we
ugly.
did. We would have done better than we did. That's the answer.
We would have at least tied the game.
We would have been second. You are correct.
Yeah, we would have been second.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. There was so much in this game, and give some credit to Orlando at home. They played well. They're a good team,
They are a good team.
but
We're a better
man,
team.
I felt like we just gave this game away.
We
didn't
our
feel that way.
expected goals, which is always low, was 3.88. Like we scored 3 goals and did not.
That is ridiculous.
That is so
ridiculous.
crazy.
1.36 for Orlando.
Yeah.
Most XGs are in the ones.
Yeah.
To have something almost 4 is.
How do you have 1.36 expected goals and score 4?
Because
goals?
two of their goals were absolute, like, we created that for them.
They were own goals.
Usually when you have set pieces, what are the chances you're going to score? I think they had 2 set pieces in dangerous areas, and they got both goals on both of them.
Yeah.
We had 9 corners to their 2. I mean, daggone it. What? Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Perspective is everything, right? If we, like you said, like, hey, we lost this game 4-3. I kind of hit on that when we were tied. It's like, yeah, that's some like a hard fought game, whatever. But knowing what happened and seeing the stats, I mean,
we crapped the bed.
Absolutely crapped the bed. And we can risk not having the home field advantage because of this game.
Yeah.
I think I must be speaking for more than just myself in saying that I think I'm done reliving this game.
Yes.
I'd like to move on. Let's take a break here. Let's do our crew 2 update now, and then when we come back, we'll run through our double predictions for the week to come.
This episode of the Upper 90 Club is brought to you, as always, by Supporter Supply Company. Hi, friends, this is your good pal Morgan Hughes, here to talk to you about a serious issue facing 96% of all crew supporters in Columbus. Why, not enough free shipping, of course. For a limited time now, through the eventual heat death of the universe, Upper 90 Club listeners can use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z on the end of it, at checkout for free delivery on absolutely any order over $10. But Morgan, what if I order $10 worth of stickers, or those goddamned buttons, or some other combination of small items that make you want to kill yourself? Will the free shipping still apply then, even as you curse our family, while you package up our little tiny annoying ass order for us? Of course it will. That's just how much we here at Supporter Supply value our friends at the Upper 90 Club. So head on over to supportersupply.co and use the promo code Upper90Boys. That's boys with a Z at checkout for free shipping on all your orders over $10. And don't forget to tell them that your friends at the Upper 90 Club sent ya.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. I saw a couple of Swenson's hawks yesterday, and that's pretty cool. They're pretty uncommon on this part of the country this time of the year, so I wanted to share because, how neat is that? And talking about neat, the Crew 2 was pretty neat today. They went down to Northern Kentucky to play against FC Cincinnati 2, and they came out with a 4-0 win. The game started, and it was clear from the start. It's funny with how this team works that it's going to be a good one. We had a really strong start, and we were putting shots on frame and creating good opportunities, but the final pass was missing for the first 10 minutes, 20 minutes probably, until we scored the first goal. And then we became dangerous and the floodgates kind of opened. We saw a couple really cool things as far as players go. Brown made his first start, the 15-year-old, and he played really well. He's very quick on his feet. I'm very excited for him and his development in this program. And Taha was back from international duty and scored a goal, played really well as a center midfielder and eventually as an attacking midfielder once subs were made. And I think most importantly, and most notably at least, Daniel Almeida, who is the Ecuadorian center back who we signed from the Barcelona Academy, played, 20-25 minutes of the game. He looked good. FC Cincinnati never really threatened him, but he looked good and quick in making decisions. And it was good to see this team missing some key people like Marco Micheleto go on the road and win again, and just getting to playoff form, being able to get those results on the road is going to be very important, but we need to be able to maintain, right? Win every game and not every other games like we have been for the last 6 or 7 games. And I think that we can do that. I think that we're still a contender here to lift the cup again. I'm very excited about this opportunity. So yeah, thanks for having me. Crew 2 is good again, and they played awesome. So if you can go watch the highlights, go and do it. And yeah, there's nothing else going on about the crew, right? So go do that. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
We're back. Great game, Crew 2. Before we get into the predictions, we had some Twitter folks. Before tonight's recording, Ben said, "Hey, shout at us, tell us what you want to talk about," kind of thing, and we got some responses. One, we will not acknowledge.
Not acknowledged.
Nope. Saw how I shanked that one off to the side, but
I saw that. I saw
that. Yeah, I saw how you shanked it.
Okay, but and then we had someone. Who was it? Somebody said, "Why?"
Like red hanging from a post.
Oh yeah. Chris, who we met, a guy rules. He said, "Why?" And I was like, "Great question." And then he also said, "Oh, also how?" And I was just like, "Yeah, great question." Hopefully, we answered that by saying we don't know. It was ridiculous.
Regarding the Epcot,
we feel your pain. Is how we answer that.
But
we had one more. We had one more, and this one I think is philosophical. It's thought provoking. Ben, what did Way ask?
Yeah. So Way, again, really sorry about what I sent you that one time. I thought it was super killer, and you totally were not into it. I will eventually send you probably more stuff. Super sorry about sending that stuff.
Way, that was one person's decision.
Yeah. Yes. Continue to guess on our stuff. I'm so sorry about what I gave you. He said, "Can one imagine a Crew fan happy, or is this club's Sisyphean nightmare?" Ding. Pronunciation.
I am very happy. It's if you don't feel pain, you don't understand happiness.
I'm with you.
Mort's the safe word, so
it is.
Everything is relative. It was extremely frustrating. The game itself was frustrating, but I'm a happy Crew fan these days.
Happiness is relative.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
I'm fine. I mean,
it's a warm gun.
It's different being upset about we could have been second place and now we're, 3 points back or 2 points back from being second place again, as opposed to last year where we missed the playoffs and it was extremely brutal. I mean,
let's look at the bottom line and see where we are at the end of the season and where we have been for the last maybe 5 or so years, even years that have been, successful at the end. But in terms of the points tally, this is looking up as a very good year for us.
Yeah, we're still leading goals by one. I think St. Louis and Atlanta are 1 goal behind us in goals scored.
Atlanta just had posted 5 against Miami.
Yeah, but and there is some possibility of us, tying and losing our way out of the playoffs this season yet, but it's not likely. But
I think one of the hardest things to, quantify or like what the word is for it, but we as Crew fans, Columbus, Ohio definitely has high standards, especially for teams that are successful. Throwing a high state in the ring for that, 12-1 is a bad season because we didn't win the national championship or whatever it may be. And I think it bleeds into kind of the Crew fandom a little bit, where we get to be very pessimistic about our losses, even if we're having a phenomenal season.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're phenomenal, but it is. I mean, we just had change of ownership. We're in the team as of 2 years ago. There's 2 people that are on the team that were on the team 2 years ago. Like teams aren't where we are currently with all that happening. The good news is we have a ownership who cares about us to at least some extent. We're not Colorado right now, which is in shambles.
We're not the Flying J on 65.
We could hire a coach that retires before he ever coaches a game for us.
Yeah, we could hire a coach that is coaching 13-year-olds. So I mean, I think you're correct, Ben. But the biggest problem with it is that I think we are flying extremely high right now. Like, I think we are having a really, really exceptional season. Like, look where we at. Look, good God.
Look where we
Look
is.
where we are at with. We win this game, we're in second place.
Yeah.
We beat the crap out of Cincinnati, who's in first place.
Yeah. Embarrassed.
And
them.
by far, the East is so much stronger than the West.
That's true.
So,
And it was an away game. It was an away game.
and it was an away game. So, I mean, like, I am going to
They've been
quantify
traveling
this.
a lot, I'm told.
They have. I mean, like 4,800 miles in the last like 3 weeks.
It's
like
insane.
Flying
fireworks
high,
all over
flying
the place.
high
Like
is
Labor Day.
Yeah,
Cash, I'm
flying
sure
high
those
is,
miles.
is an understatement.
I think
Yeah.
Orlando hasn't lost at home in like 15 or something. 15 matches.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
you're welcome,
including
Orlando.
Champions.
They
Also, if
haven't
we were
lost
in the
since
West, we would
April.
be second right now
Sure.
in points.
April 10th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're having a really good season. I think a lot of there's no. The answer I think is no. Like Crew fans can't be happy. Like
Yeah, but
we're
hey,
happy in our own way. Like we're happy with each other, and like we know how to react to each other. And it's like, man, that's. But we all feel the same way. Like it's a pessimistic, realistic thing. Like we don't pretend that we're better than we are.
yeah, and hey, we have each other, baby. We got us five. We got you. We got Bird. We got Baby Bird. We're all friends here.
And we have a team. We have a team. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
Most
we have a
important.
team.
Okay. All right. Let's jump into predictions here.
Still need a
We can run-
predictions jingle.
I will say we have
Yeah.
a very interesting 6 games left of the season,
6 games.
and a lot of them is going to be deciding.
Yes, sir.
We're playing 5 of them is against teams that are currently in the playoff picture
Dang, that's
In the East or
in the East.
Yep.
I don't know where Dallas is.
they are
11th. They're outside the playoff picture.
They're not
they're
good.
they're 1 point away. They have 2 games
So-
in hand, and they're 1 point
the
off the
West.
playoff.
The next
in the
2
West.
games are the 2 games that we need to get points from. Like 1,000%. These are the 2 flex games that we should win against lower opponents.
Yeah, Chicago at home. Chicago at home. We gotta win
On
that
Wednesday.
game.
Yeah.
Gotta win that game.
And
And then if we can
Dallas.
get a point out of the Dallas game,
Cool.
yeah, just don't lose. Just don't.
Yeah, and then
don't
Philly, New England, Atlanta. So we got to get 6 points from these 2 games.
Woof.
Gauntlet.
Yep.
lose. And then Montreal after that, right? Where we we
Finished
did
the
okay, 4-2. Yeah,
And it's
Montreal
Montreal,
at
at
home.
home. But
Yeah.
still, I mean, they're a good team.
yeah. Okay. All right. So no change in the table, right? Because I don't think anyone guessed a loss.
Nope, nobody has lost. Ben,
So
hoping
Ben
for
and I
a
are
tie.
tied at the top.
I'm already designing my tattoo for not
Getting the
getting
1-0.
1-0.
Oh yeah.
I'll get
It's
a
just
snake
not gonna
tattoo.
happen.
Okay,
Let's jump into predictions for Chicago at home on Wednesday. You guys think that people are going to show up? Oh no, is it sold out?
Yeah.
It's got to be. They're all sold out.
Is it?
I had people buying 3 tickets today for retail, so they can't be technically a full sellout.
Well,
See, I mean,
that's why
we were kind of trash talking on Houston when we played in Houston on a Wednesday.
That's
we'll
why
see
I
how we
asked,
show up
yeah.
on a Wednesday. Yeah.
but I thought I
We'll
saw
have more than, like,
something.
200
I
people.
thought I saw something that said we just sold out.
I think it'll be a good turnout. I really do.
And Haas, you was talking about Houston. Well, let's talk about Orlando. One of the biggest games
On a Saturday.
on a Saturday, and that stadium is half empty. It's not. It's
Yeah,
not
it
even
didn't
half.
look-
They
Was
might
it
be
half empty? I
technically
wasn't
half-
paying attention.
Oh no, you can read
they
it. You
kept
can.
showing the same guy.
You
with
can.
the
You can
beard.
read the letters Orlando.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was Duck
stands.
Dynasty down there, man.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
And guys with
There was like
Florida
3
Gators
dudes with
shirts.
big gray beards. They kept
Yep.
showing.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to
Yeah.
was it Swan, Mr. Swandad or whatever? He was down there. I saw him. He was right next to the players bench. You could see him in like most of the shots. I was like, I know him. I don't know.
You
him.
shouldn't have given a dice.
So Chicago is currently in 10th place in the East, 33 points. They have 8 wins, 11 losses, 9 draws. and they're away, so 3-8-3 away.
I would also
Okay.
mention that they had a hot streak for a while, but in the last 6 games, they lost 5 straight and had a tie in the last game against Montreal.
Right.
Okay.
So they're not. They were higher up this playoff ranking, and now they're out of the playoff picture at the moment.
And this was the team that we played when Lucas just shut the lights out on Soldier Field, stoppage
great.
time,
Best.
midfield goal
It was the best.
to make it 3-2 or 2 I can't remember. What happened. Oh no, it was 2-1, right? Because it was 1-0 for most of the game. You guys all thought it was going to be 1-0. Then they scored in the 88th, 89th minute, and then Lucas twisted the knife in stoppage time. Okay, Ben, what's the score going to be on Wednesday?
3-1 Crew. That's what it's going to be, and I'm going to go to the top unless you
3-1 Crew. It's like the hat says.
Mm-hmm.
3-1 Crew. Okay, Mort.
I think it's going to be 3-0 Crew.
Wow.
I think we're going to have
I
a
thought about
reaction,
that.
and we're gonna
Shut him out.
focus. Yeah, shut them out.
Okay,
We do that at home. We do pretty well defensively at home.
just as long as it doesn't go to 6 minutes of stoppage time and Schulte's brain turns off at 95 minutes.
Also,
And
Chicago
Chicago
hasn't scored in
assist.
4 games. That's another note.
Oh, boy.
Oh my god!
Thanks, Mort.
Wish I would have known
All right,
that
Trey.
before.
2-0
2-0.
Crew.
Okay. Haas.
That's fine.
That's where I was at as well. 2-0.
Is that what you always?
2-0.
Yeah, that's a good old 2-0.
That's the old
Good old
Haas
2-0.
score. 2-0
I need.
Crew.
Wait, so can I change that? 'Cause
Nope.
You still you're still in play.
I need
Yes.
to
No,
jump
yeah, you can.
Tracy somehow.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
2-1.
Well, then,
I was gonna say 2-1 and go deep with Kai Kamara's gonna get the goal.
That's who I think's going to score against us.
Kai Kamara. He'll get
Yeah.
one. He'll get one. All right, I'm gonna say 5-1. No, 4-1.
4.5-1. Got it.
Covering the spread.
Okay, no, 4-1. 4-1 is my guess. Let's jump to the Dallas game away on Saturday, and I'll start there. I think I was saying I think we'll go 2-2. Pause.
This is in Dallas. Dallas is 11th, 35 points, 9 wins, 10 losses, 8 draws,
You're just saying facts.
7-3-4 at home.
Home of the Cowboys. Jerry Jones.
I'm gonna go
Dallas
Texas.
Cowboys cheerleaders.
Southern, north of Mexico.
2-2 draw.
Alamo.
Let's just keep doing that.
Wait,
Haas went with the
2-2.
draw.
That was. Isn't that what I said? 2-2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wait, right
Yeah,
now
he
you
did.
did? Right
Yeah.
now?
Where were you?
He was too busy saying facts.
I don't.
Matt
Can we
cast.
play that back? I don't think you
he
did.
did.
Play it back.
I don't think you said
I'm
He
keeping
said
track.
2-2.
I put it down
Ben.
as 2-2. You have a chance,
Yeah.
Haas. I give you a shot.
1-1.
1-1. Jesus.
I'll take 1-1 if Mark said 2-2.
I did.
I heard him say like 2-1.
So,
or
Haas, this
something.
is
I don't know.
2 predictions in a row in the same prediction segment where you changed your score.
After piggybacking
And
on
that's,
somebody
by my
else.
standards,
Yes.
that's even bad.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
He's trying to play the
Listen
game.
to me.
He's just,
Playing the game. Listen, Linda.
I
Trying to get out of last place, all right?
I played a disc golf tournament.
my arm
My
only
brain
bends
does
this
not work right now. I'm
My
so
arm only
tired.
my brain only bends.
My brain only bends this far. Mort, what's the score going to be?
2-1, crew.
2-1 crew. Okay.
Blessed.
All right. Trey.
Can't say the same as me.
1-1 crew.
Copier.
Okay. All right.
Dang, that's what I was gonna say. 1-to-1
Why are you
crew.
positioning this? You don't want me to jump you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Speaking of long game,
Yeah, that's
By the way, I haven't thought of that. That's brilliant.
yeah. We should all just predict whatever Haas predicts. Make him go first every time.
all right, Ben. What's it gonna be?
2-1 loss.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of people
I
that
don't-
hate the crew, can't be happy.
I can't help it. Far weather fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me, baby.
Okay.
Furthest,
All right,
the
so
furthest
are you
to
guys
fly.
going? Who's going on Wednesday?
We not go to
I thought you
Dallas.
meant to Dallas. I was like, no one's going to Dallas.
No.
No.
I'll be there.
I'll be there Wednesday.
Although former crew coach Nico Esteves, so
What?
not having-
Estevez?
Oh, yeah.
Estevez.
He's the coach
it's
of
the
It's
yeah,
Spanish.
is it Charlie
Alta
Sheen's
Vista.
brother or something?
Johnny Sheen.
Charlie.
Mortal Kombat reference?
He said Charlie.
Charlie,
Sheen.
where'd you hear Johnny from? What is happening?
No idea.
It's real late.
No,
I'm
he's
going.
a-
It's
he's
going
a
to be a
former
family night.
military assistant.
Family night.
Good guy.
Oh,
on
it's-
Wednesday.
yeah, Wednesday.
It's family night.
Well,
Oh, I forgot there's.
What are you taking your
well,
family?
we're taking the family. We have neighbors going and
Okay.
friends of the family.
So that means it's going to rain.
yeah, it's going to be a
It's
rain.
gonna
out.
rain.
Guaranteed.
I think it's
3
supposed to be
hours
like
away.
80 degrees or something.
I'm bringing like 7 people
Maybe
that
I
going for
won't
the
pay-
first time, so you know it's going to be like a thunderstorm or some kind of crap.
Maybe I won't pay $25 to park and sit in a parking lot the whole time.
Hey, so and what else do we need to clinch a playoff spot? Do we know that?
I don't think we're there yet. Everything's so congested.
Yeah.
I mean, Cincy is the only team that has clinched in the East.
Okay.
I would say this. I think even if we lose out, things have to go a certain way for us to still be out of the playoff at this point.
I think the easiest to piggyback on what Mort is saying is we need the teams lower in the division to start losing. And if they start losing, they'll eliminate themselves.
Yeah.
How about
Okay.
Chicago losing the next game? That would be great.
That'd be fantastic. Chicago can lose every game, and I would not shed a tear.
Yeah. Okay.
City could burn again. I don't care.
All right. Cool. Good way to end this one.
Well, my
let's
friend
catch
Mark's
up
there, so
next
maybe
week.
not.
Let's catch up next
Real good
week.
friend of mine.
And until then, go group. Go.
Go!
Thanks everyone for joining the club. We hope you'll listen next week and every week, even in the off season, to celebrate or commiserate. We'll save you a seat. If you like this podcast, please give us 5 stars and subscribe. You can email us at upper90clubpod@gmail.com. That's upper90clubpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at upper90clubpod. Go Crew!
Are you gonna finish your thought or
No.
what?
He lost it.
No, I don't want to.
No, but
How
my-
far back are we gonna cut it?
I got it.